Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome
Yo.
to the next Cowboys huddle in full effect.
Hey,
Hey, man, who's that, dude? Could be anybody, right?
exactly.
Man, dude, so what's up, man?
Joe Rod, what's going on, brother? Doing a lot of music. It's that dead zone time, so kind of got to manufacture some buzz. But at the end of the day, you know, me and you, we text all the time, keep things going. So we'll have plenty of topics to keep people held over until training camp, and we're pushed up early this year for training camp, so it'll be good, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Get into it today, man.
Yeah, we're definitely navigating through it. So, all right, guys. So what we're gonna do is first we're gonna go through the Q&A. Thanks for everybody that submitted questions, and we'll try to get to.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. We'll try to get to as many as we can. And like we said, you know, go ahead and start putting the questions here for this video for us to answer in the next week. And then I think we talked about taking the week of 4th off, right, Foots?
Yeah, we're gonna take the July 4th week off, and just the response has been great. So we gotta keep this going throughout the season, correct, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
And our channel will be doing like different things with each other. Me and Joe contact each other so much. So like you said, man, ask questions, yo. We're actually trying to get this to podcast form too. So let's just talk that into existence, and hopefully you guys can listen to this on the go. Because I know sometimes just having the YouTube, that's cool. But if you want to listen to it at work, or you know, I don't know if you want to train or you riding to work.
While you're working out.
While you're working out, whatever you guys want to do, man, because we're digging deep for some of this stuff and using our connections. So yeah.
And our depth of knowledge of the Cowboys, the team that all you guys out there love, we're gonna give it to you as much as we can to feed the addiction, right, Foots?
It's it, man. I'm just as addicted, so
yeah, man.
I love talking.
Hell yeah, man. All right, so let's go right into the questions here. All right, so one I have here for you, Foots. Let's talk about this. This is from David Pence. How many plays will Rico Gathers get this year? What if he steps in and balls out? I mean, the guy is huge.
Okay, Dave, great question. So we brought up Rico a lot in his growth, and just recently I heard that he had not an iffy practice, but kind of made a few mistakes in practice. But that's okay. That's practice. It's early, you know, OTAs and minicamp, so it's not a big deal. At the same time, it's something to keep watch of, because he's only going to get as many looks or as many reps, live action, you know, game reps, as he is prepared for. The reason why, and the big reason why, you know, Jason Witten has been just so reliable and he's been our go-to tight end for all these years is he's healthy, number one. He knows his playbook, number two, and you never really see Jason Witten get a quarterback in trouble, whether it's blocking or, you know, running the wrong routes. You know, so it's just, if Rico knows the play, because it's a lot of athletes in the NFL. That's what the league is. But you also got to know football, and you got to know your playbook. So as much as Rico he has to be prepared. If he's prepared, Joe, he'll be in good shape, and he'll get eased in there because he is a great athlete. But he has to be prepared, period.
Yeah, that's the thing, and he's had a good year to prepare, so he should be able to, you know, contribute here and show what he can do. You know, upcoming here for training camp, this is gonna be huge for him. So, like you said, the more prepared he is, the faster he'll play, and you know, it'll just make it a lot harder for the Cowboys to not keep him on the 53. So he's got to keep at it, but that's gonna be one of the storylines to follow. He kind of was one of the ones. Him, Jalen, you got a couple guys here that people are really looking forward to, right?
I agree. Yeah, no, great answer, Joe. Yeah. Great answer.
All right, so got another one here. This is from Dark Knight 3215. He's saying,
thank you, Dark.
Let me see what he's saying here. He's saying, what do y'all think about our running back situation? Do you think we need to get younger there? McFadden is old now. We need more versatility there and youth.
Well, let's let it play out, because I mean, you're talking about the running back situation. I think Cowboys fans are honestly getting a little picky. and getting a little spoiled, because the fact of the matter is you have probably a top 3 running back in the league, and he's 21 years old. So let's not forget that. Let's also not forget that, yeah, Darren McFadden is old, but he's damn reliable. Well, let me not say he's damn reliable, but he's a good player. And when healthy, he's shown to be healthy over the last year and the year before, when he had 1,000 yards before Zeke even came in. He's good. And he's perfect in his role, and he can still help Zeke mature. And listen, Darren McFadden's been in the league for a long, long time. So what's something to be said about that? Let's also see what happens with this kid, Jahad Thomas. I really, really like his film. At Temple, not a burner, but you see him do things out the backfield, Joe. You see him catch the ball well.
Yeah.
You see him, he has good wiggle. Not the most power, but it's adequate. He doesn't have injury history. Let's see what happens with that. I know guys are ready to throw Alfred Morris away. Let's let him compete and see what happens. But, I mean, Zeke is the guy. So we're talking about guys behind Zeke when really they may get, 2-3 touches a game for, you know what I mean, a series a game. You want it to be where Zeke is your workhorse, where he's your Marshall Faulk. He doesn't come off the field. That's what you want.
Yeah.
And I think that Zeke is good enough to be that, barring injury. So let's not get, you know what I mean, Joe? And that's a good question.
Yeah.
But let's not get carried away.
Yeah, I agree with that. You gotta let it play out, and you still gotta have some kind of, vet back there behind Zeke, I think. But we'll see how it plays out. I think it'll all play itself out. Alfred Morris, they may keep him along just to give him, a large chunk of the load here for the preseason to, protect the other guys from injury. You never know, but we'll see what they do there. But it's a good question. Thanks for submitting that question. That's a good one.
Great question, Dark Knight.
All right, so next one here we have from J Mac. Let's see what he says.
J Mac.
He says, I really like Anthony Brown in his rookie year. I think Foots the King nailed it on what he said. Terrence makes plays when needed. What do you guys think Dak and the wide receivers practicing after minicamp and before training camp in Oxnard?
So is he asking, what does that mean, Joe?
Pretty much he's asking what does he think of us as far as Dak, practicing with the wide receivers right now, even before camp, like, they're taking it at another step. Like, what do you think about it?
Oh, I mean, it's great. Listen, Dak has shown he's coming, being a leader. When you play with the Cowboys, every throw and every practice is going to be scrutinized. It kills me sometimes when you see reporters talking about Dak missed the throw. It's practice. Yeah. It's practice, dude. Yeah. It's like, I mean, sometimes that's why sometimes I trust my eyes with things. I read what I can, but I don't take it so serious. It's just a dead period right now, so everybody wants to be uber critical. But the fact of the matter is, Dak won you 13 games last year. So when you see things like he's still humble, hasn't gained much weight, been in shape, taking the guys to throw the football around and stay in order, that's what you want. Dak will be fine. He's obviously the leader of this team. As far as another Anthony Brown point, I think guys really forget that this was a 6th-round pick last year. Yeah. You know what I mean, Joe?
Yeah, those guys, they're hard. Yeah, it's hard for them to make the team, and he stepped up, man.
He stepped up and was a starter. I remember that Green Bay game. He had like 9 tackles, a pass defense. He was out there on, was it Devontae Freeman? I mean, not Devontae Freeman, excuse me, Devontae Adams. Yeah. He was out there racing dudes, playing good defense. This is a 6th-round corner. So, and we'll hit the topic later about team building and how the Cowboys were able to do so, and just different teams around the league and how they're not. We got to be thankful, Cowboys fans. Let's not get picky and all this crap, like I said in the last topic. But nonetheless, Dak, Terrence Williams, there's the receivers locking in. It's a great sign.
Yeah, I like it too, man. I think it just speaks volumes of Dak's leadership in year 2. He's really taken on that role of a leader, and they're kind of talking about that, like, I think they even said, he might be considered a captain this season. So we'll see, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be big. But
That's good, though.
he's all about that leadership, man. Even his degree there in college was, like team leadership management or something like that. I mean, he's a pretty impressive young man.
Psychology or something, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a good question. That was a good one, J-Mac. So let me see here. We'll get to another one here. This is from Sarah Green. Actually.
Oh, hey, Sarah.
Yeah, so let me see what she's saying here. Okay. Awesome to see some of my favorite Cowboy YouTubers conversing. So we appreciate that comment there, Sarah. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support, and thanks for watching Cowboys Huddle. So with the hard schedule ahead, most see the Cowboys only winning 9 games with the sophomore slumps and inexperienced defense. What do y'all think?
Okay, great question, Sarah. And that seemed to be a theme of mainstream sports talk, and will the Cowboys take a step back? Blah blah blah. This, that, and the third.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at our schedule. Let's take the division right now. For example, who got better? Eli's deteriorating. Eli probably had his worst year last year. Don't really see that getting better. Then you look at, everybody wants to say and talk about the Giants and, the guys that they brought in. Correct. I get that. Well, then, let's talk about what they didn't do. They didn't fix their offensive line. They didn't fix their guard position. They didn't fix their left tackle position, which is terrible. You bring in guys like Brandon Marshall, I get it. The problem is there's not enough footballs to go around. I really think that's going to play in the Giants' head and in Eli's head. You look at the Redskins, they have issues as far as what Kirk Cousins is going to be. They lost 3 receivers. They lost 2 receivers. They lost a lot of production there. They're depending on a kid, Josh Doxson, who hasn't even taken the field yet, really. Has made no plays. Receivers, one of the hardest positions to learn in the NFL. And then they're depending on Terrell Pryor, who is more of a possession guy, not really a burner. And that fits right into what the Cowboys love to defend in our cover 2 scheme and our Tampa 2 scheme. So then you're thinking about that. You look at the Eagles, another team that quote-unquote won free agency. Why isn't anybody talking about a sophomore slump with Carson? And he's a higher pick than Dak and this, that, and the third. So while I see that, while I can hear the noise that we may take a step back, I don't see it. I'm looking at our schedule now. The Chiefs game will be a tough one. The Packers game will be a tough one. Whenever I go to games, I always look at quarterback play. And Atlanta will be a very, very tough game. Then you got to go down to Sunday versus Seattle. Everything else looks winnable. It's a lot of holes as far as where they are. Like, you look at the Broncos, they have a great defense, but their quarterback play is terrible. Mm-hmm. Dallas that game. You look at the Cardinals, they have a lot of questions on the offense, and then Carson Palmer's getting up there in age. He's not the same player. You look at the Rams, and they're the Rams. You look at the Packers, secondary issues, but again, they have Aaron Rodgers, so that's going to be a tough one. 49. So, you can go to every game and kind of see, and we'll do breakdowns, Joe, as we get closer to it. But the fact of the matter is the blueprint is going to be the same. It's kind of just like you look at the NBA Finals. You know what the Warriors want to do. They want to shoot the threes. Can you stop it? You know what Dallas wants to do. We want to run the football with Ezekiel Elliott. We want to play time possession. You pick your poison. You bring 8 in the box, then you know what? We'll hit you with Dez. We'll hit you with Switzer. We'll hit you with Cole Beasley. You want to sit back and play coverage? We're going to run it down your throat, even in 4 wide sets. So, that's a loaded answer, Joe. I think we'll be fine, Sarah.
That was a good one, dude. Fully loaded? Awesome. That was a good one, man. Good question. We really appreciate that one from you, Sarah. I hope we did a good job answering that.
What do you think, Joe? What do you think? Let me hear your thoughts.
Okay, yeah. For me, I don't think we'll have a sophomore slump. I'm with you. I think we're better. Defensively, yeah, we have younger guys, but I think they're improvements over what we had. Wilcox. It was like it's like we trained him to be a safety. He was a running back that turned into safety. He spent all the time with us learning the position. Maybe he'll excel now, but he, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think we got better with more natural players, you know, like Xavier Woods, Awuzie, Jordan Lewis, Byron Jones coming back. You know, he wants to do good. So Jeff Heath, I mean, I think we're fine. You know, I think we got better with the guys there that will be in the rotation for the pass rush. So, you know,
I think we're fine, Joe.
Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so let's get to the next question here. This one from Joel Resser. Let's see what he's saying here. Okay, with all the focus on Jalen, Hitchens, and Lee, how much of a sleeper do you think Damian Wilson will be? He's a quiet storm ready to roll through offenses. Man, how about that? I like that.
Yeah, man. I like that. Good one, Joe. And Jay, good question, brother. Listen, Damian Wilson is going to have something to say about Jalen. And, you know, he took over the, what was it? Was he strong side last year, Joe?
Yeah,
he ended up starting there.
Yeah, 6 games at strong side.
He moves really well. That's one thing that you notice about him. Slender frame, not a thick guy, but moves really well. He can run.
Yeah.
3rd year out of Minnesota, getting comfortable in the scheme. That's what player development is. You draft a guy, you bring him in, you let him compete. Now, obviously, Jalen's gonna have something to say about that, but that's what you want.
Yep.
Competition amongst your team. Gotta have guys ready. I think Damian Wilson could do something. Even if Jalen Smith does get out there, there's no guarantee that he'll stay healthy. There's no guarantee that any of these guys will stay healthy. And the way Matt Eberflus runs his system, each guy needs to be interchangeable. You know, Hitchens could play the weak. Sean could play the middle. So, again, he's just a good guy to have on the roster, and he could be ready to take that next step.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he's in for a breakout season. One of these guys that might shine and become one of your young cornerstone type players. You know, like you said, player development. They're starting to trust him more, and he's starting to make plays, and that's what you want. We need guys out there making plays. I think he's a really good linebacker that isn't talked about enough, and I think as the season progresses, his name's going to come up a lot more.
I agree.
Yeah, good question. All right, let's get to one more here. This is Donnell Jenkins.
Oh, okay, that's my boy. What's up, Donnell?
Yeah, what's up, Donnell? Thanks for sending us questions on the regular. So here we go. So question for you guys. Last year, in my opinion, Zeke was the best bag in the league, but he can get better. What do you guys think he should work on to getting better? That, sir, Donnell, that is a hell of a question. What do you think, Foots?
That is a hell of a question, Donnell.
Exactly. Love that.
That's a great question. Like Joe Ross said, the fact of the matter is this: Ezekiel Elliott is, I've always said, he's a once in a 10-year player. Something that he can get better at is not even on the field; it's off the field, and it's staying out of trouble. I was listening to a podcast today, and it was kind of comparing the 2018 class that's going to be coming in. You know, they got guys like Saquon Barkley, Geis from LSU, a couple other running backs, and Zeke is the bar. He's the bar that's been set. But the problem with it is, like they were saying, a guy like Saquon, not like Saquon Barkley, but he's cleaner off the field than Zeke is off the field. And that kind of came out of nowhere. So I think that's one thing that Zeke can really work on, is just cleaning up things off the field and just really being all in on football. Because if he has the ability to really be just a transcendent player and help the Cowboys really be something special. Now, with that said, on the field, maybe he's so young. He's really 21, and it's kind of nitpicking. But I would say pass catching, which he has the ability to do, that's kind of not on him. It's maybe just like the offense just being able to run through him more as a pass catcher and maybe just balance, maybe hitting those long runs a little bit better. But Zeke is so good. To be 21, the only other player I've ever seen take over the league like this is Luke Kuechly at that age when you're playing against grown men.
Yeah.
Luke Kuechly and Zeke are the only players that I've ever seen come in and just make other grown men look bad. So, to me, off the field and maybe balance with his longer runs. Other than that, it's hard to complain about Zeke for me.
Yeah, that was a good question. For me, I'm gonna go with the passing game as well. Obviously, I think that's where he can really improve. The Cowboys, that's what they really liked with DeMarco Murray. It was kind of one of his parts of his game that was underrated, I think. But coming out of Oklahoma, he was one of the better pass-catching backs. I mean, his Oklahoma, stats, he's got catches all over the place. And then I think his final year with the Cowboys, he had what did he have? 57 catches. I mean, pretty impressive, here at the Cowboys with his receptions. That's a lot, If you think about a running back catching passes anywhere from 50 to 100. I mean, that's what David Johnson does, He's right there with Zeke. This guy catches the ball a lot. And I think if Zeke can get to that part, the pass catching, and they can give him another 20 catches. He had 32 this season. We give him another 20 or so, and I mean, you have him in the open field. So if he's catching the ball, those guys don't want to tackle that big guy. So get him more involved in that. I think he'll really help the team if he can catch some more balls and keep him on the field as a third down back. So we don't have to worry about a Lance Dunbar type pass protection that we don't trust. With Zeke, he's the ultimate pass blocking back right now, and if he can catch and stay there on third down, unstoppable. You know what I'm saying?
Unstoppable, though. I agree.
Totally unstoppable. All right, man. So let's talk about a couple of topics here. All right. I got one here. This is a good one. You ready for this, Foots?
Let's hit it, Joe. Let's hit it.
Let's hit it. So here we go. This is coming from Stephen A. Smith. A lot of people don't like him. I don't particularly care for him either, but every now and then they have good conversations. And so one that he had here recently, about a day or two ago, who would reach the Super Bowl first, Dak Prescott or Derek Carr? What say you, Foots?
Joe. Now, Stephen A., he's not. You got to understand, Cowboys fans, this is where you're going to get your real content, your real deep. It's a couple other guys who do good work. Cowboys HQ. John Machota, I actually met him. He does really good work. Mike Fisher, he's so-so. He's good. But you can get your underground really good deep dives from guys like us. Listen, the Cowboys are a talking topic because there's so many fans. But you got to understand who you're talking to. And it's ESPN basically pays Stephen A. Smith to troll the Cowboys. He knows it gets us fired up. Yeah. They know it gets fans fired up. Don't listen to that dude. He's not even a football guy. Period. He has somebody giving him stats, but he doesn't really love. He's a fan, but he's not a fan. He doesn't really love the game like we do.
Yeah.
That said, the Raiders are actually built well and have built that team well. Offensive line is built extremely well. Actually, their offensive line is not too far behind Dallas's. The problem with the Raiders is their defense is atrocious, and they probably need, Marshawn Lynch. That's a good gift because he's from Oakland and this, that, and the third, but he's not going to be a long-term answer at running back. Yeah. So you have that. You have the defense just not being that good, and then you just have the Patriots. That, realistically, the NFL is just going to have to sit that storm out because the Patriots aren't going to slow down for a while. So, and in the NFC, it's really more of a toss-up because Dallas, they get another run, another year of just success, and Dak learning and seeing things and really understanding how to relish moments. I think, to me, it would probably be Dak, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Cowboys fan. It would probably be Dak. We'll get there. And I like Derek Carr a lot, but it would probably be Dak.
Yeah, I agree. I have to go with Dak. I mean, not to be a homer or anything, but I'm just, like you said, if you're looking at which team is better built to go deep in the playoffs, and we're talking about the Super Bowl, right? So it's the Cowboys. By far they have the best offensive line in the league, loaded with talent, legit talent. All pro guys, not just pro bowlers, but all pro dudes. I mean, we're killing it with the offensive line with our first round pick. So, and I think our defense got better. We may not reap the full rewards this year, but they're still going to be. They can't be worse than last year. You know what I'm saying? So,
I agree.
There'll be some growing pains, but they got a lot of good talent there, man. This draft was deep with secondary players, and we plucked a lot of good ones out of there. And I trusted Will McClay's scouting and those guys, so I got to go with Dak. We got the young running back. We don't have a running back that's on the downside of his career. Lynch, as good as he is, he's on the backside of his career. He already retired. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
Zeke, Dak, offensive line, a young defensive line coming into their own. It's got to be Dak, I would say. So
yeah,
it was a good topic, good one there.
Really. Yeah.
Let's talk about another topic here. Let's talk about kind of a hot topic as well here between Cowboys fans, and sometimes a little bit of a conversation that gets people going. You have people that really love Byron, you got people that don't, and sometimes they clash. But let's talk about Byron Jones.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about him.
What
do you think?
You know what, Joe? That's like a thing that I've been seeing amongst Cowboys fans now. I don't know what's up with that. Like, where did this come from? Because to me, I love Byron Jones. And then, like we spoke about before with the show, I really like the fact that him and Witt are going at it. Because, Witt, he ain't even going to mouth with a scrub. Or he ain't going to go back and forth with it. If you sorry, nah. But, like, him and Witt, that last practice of minicamp, they battling, and Byron, he's not a timid guy, but he don't do the most talking, but him and Witt had a battle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, off the strength of that, you like, man, and I think it's time, I think that, Byron he hasn't made a bunch of interceptions, I agree, but he's always in position, and that's cool. Like, if you think about Marcus Peters from the Kansas City Chiefs, he will pick the ball up. But he gets beat a lot because of bad technique and because he's out of position. Takes a lot of chances also. So sometimes you give up plays doing that crap.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, man, I like Byron Jones, man. And I think he's going to have a good year.
Yeah, it's a good topic. I want to see it from him. Sometimes I get on him, and sometimes people don't agree with what I say, obviously. But at the end of the day, I want Byron Jones to do what he's doing here. He's making the kind of plays you want to hear. And looking like he's gonna get. He wants to take his game to the next level, and that's what we want. We want all these guys to make that next leap. And I think once the pads come on, if he continues like how he closed out the OTAs, he'll be on the upward, if he keeps it going. So I'm hoping he does it and becomes a player that the Cowboys will have to think about, as far as giving a contract. They've taken a different view on the guys that they want to bring back and that kind of thing. But if Byron can be a guy that you can't say no to because he's that good and still young, then that'll be good for us and Byron. So we'll see what he does, but I'm excited for him. For sure.
Right. I think so.
Okay, that was a good one. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about how the Cowboys have built this team and some of the team building that these guys are doing.
Man, Joe, this is my topic. This is the one that I brought to you. So
yeah.
Telling me, I've been listening to I've been really doing some deep dives on other teams and other GMs and just you look at the Jets situation and how they whiffed on so many quarterbacks, and you look at the Browns and how they've whiffed on so many quarterbacks, and those are two easy ones. And then you look at other teams who are bringing in guys, and then they make bad contractual decisions. You look at the Skins, who they don't know what they want to do with their quarterback, and it's all up in the air. And they're not drafting correctly. It's really only the Steelers, the Packers, the Patriots, the teams like that. Atlanta's drafting better. Seattle always drafts good. And now you can add to that list the Cowboys. And I really like how we've team built. If you think about this, sometimes Cowboys fans just have to step back, think about the last 5-6 years, how our first-round picks have panned. And I know Cowboys fans like to get picky and want to turn to our second-round picks. And some people may not be sold on DeMarcus Lawrence and all these, this, that, and the third. But if you really sit back in a vacuum and now look at how our cap room is growing, and you look at how we're going to be in good shape with the quarterback position, running back position as well. I remember just 2 years ago, people didn't know what was going to happen with DeMarco Murray because of the money. Yeah. And that was a situation that was kind of like panic mode. And Ray, and he went to Philly, and that was a wash. And then now we get Ezekiel Elliott. Like, things have worked out well for us. And now our whole thing is we're going to draft you, we're going to give you a chance, and we're going to let you compete. And that's the best team. That's how the best teams do it in any sport. You look at the Golden State Warriors, how they're built. The Spurs, how they're built. You can go grab a bunch of free agents if you want to. It doesn't always, call for the best team building. Now, sometimes teams do things like they'll draft and they'll pluck a guy. And obviously the Warriors did that with KD. But just trying to put a bunch of pieces together to save face or to save a franchise, it doesn't work. So that's my little tangent on team building. I know I talked a lot on that subject, but the Cowboys team building, Cowboys fans, just take a chance, just take a second to really look at the old rosters and how we've cleaned everything up and how we constantly turning the bottom of the roster to kind of keep things fresh and keep our team youthful and fresh and good.
Yeah, there's no doubt, man. The way they built this team it's been real methodical, like under Garrett, as much flack as he's gotten early in his coaching career here with Dallas. If you look at the program that he's building here, this is the blueprint. You win in the trenches, and I think we may have to be a little patient with Taco Charlton. I mean, he has all the talent in the world, and if he ends up being the starting left end, so be it. But the point is you're getting these young guys in key positions that are going to just keep growing with the team and building camaraderie. Malik Collins is one already there. Add Taco in there. We'll see what they do there with right end with DeMontre and Lawrence, and maybe in the future adding another pick there and another one at defensive tackle. So, but I mean, they're definitely building this team the right way. I mean, revamping the secondary with the draft.
Definitely.
I think that's it, man, for the topics in the Q&A.
Yeah, man. I agree, man. This is one of our better shows. I think we need to do miscellaneous. So what you think?
Yeah, let's do one. You got one? You got a good one?
Yeah.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Joe.
Yeah.
Tacos or nachos?
Tacos or nachos? This is too easy, man. Way too easy. You got for me? Hey, man. Nah, I'm just kidding. Hey, man. I'm going with tacos, man. I mean, they're so versatile. You got the tortilla here. You can go corn. You can go flour. You can change it with meat, pork. I mean, you know what I mean? It's very versatile, and it fits in your hand. You eat it. You find yourself a good taco truck, and you're in business. You're in business.
Hey, Joe, I love corn tortillas.
Yeah, me too, dude.
They got that more authentic tasting than me.
Yeah. Corn tortillas, man. So what do you got? You going with tacos for sure?
I'm going to go with tacos. I like pupusas too, Joe.
Dang, dude. Getting all ethnic up in here, dude. Pupusa, huh?
All right, that's it, man.
That's good, dude. Yeah, I like those two. That's a good one, dude. Well, I like the segment here to close it out with these miscellaneous topics. So we got to keep that going too. So
yeah, oh Joe, throughout the season it's gonna be so lit. I can't wait once we really get into it, and it's week by week, and we'll be able to hit just all of these things, and maybe we'll training camp. We might gotta do 2 shows a week. I don't know. It'll be so much news coming out.
Man, you know I'm down for that. I know you're down, so now you guys out there, just make sure you keep following Foots the King over here at Cowboys Nation TV.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Joe.
Content there.
Yeah, man. Ooh, yes, sir.
You got more position group videos coming up, or what do you got coming up here?
Well, that's the thing, Joe. So you guys watching, I've been, and Joe's actually been helping me. I'm revamping my setup to kind of give you guys better quality and different things visually. So I'm revamping the setup. I'm still doing the position groups. I'm going to have everything done and out to you all before at least training camp. But I'm just getting some things together. I want to get it cleaner. I want to have it more consistent. And so just to give you guys great quality, because, you know, I don't think for granted all the followers I'm getting and the subscribers. So I want to just give you guys the best. So that's kind of been a hold up. But still doing Cowboys Huddle, still reading, still learning the game, and obviously just giving you guys feedback.
Absolutely. Well said, Foots. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it now here. So we got... like we said, we'll take the week off here for the 4th of July week. But
we're back next weekend. And
yeah,
4th of July week we'll be off, and then we'll get it. We'll probably start doing training camp previews and getting ready for that.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff here. We're navigating through the dead zone, like we said, and we just really appreciate you guys joining us for the ride. I mean, we're just gonna keep growing with you guys, and man, we appreciate the comments. So make sure you're putting questions here for the next Cowboys Huddle, you know, and we'll try to get to as many as we can for each show.
Thank you guys.
All right, guys, so that's it. We'll catch you for the next episode. Peace.